Hey Spuddies, Potato Whiskey here, and welcome back to Age of Wonders 4 Overexplained, where we're making our way towards our very first magic victory. Now, our main objective is to just continue to efficiently build our economy. This is definitely more of an economic victory. We would like to clear this large monster camp over here and a couple of these nodes, maybe even settle a city to turn into a vassal, maybe even settle a city to turn into a vassal over here as well. A couple of like ocean-going vassal cities wouldn't be bad. I had also planned a vassal city underground, but I kind of messed that up, so we'll have to kind of redo all that. And our main objective this episode is to get started on the actual magic victory, to build the 3 buildings that we need to build, get all of our spells cast, all of our upgrades cast, and then finally start casting the Age of Shadow so that we can end the game. Let's go ahead and clear out the Oracle Woods here. I have a ton of mana in the bank, so I feel pretty safe to use the to use my mana to make this fight slightly easier. We will be going up against 2 Mirror Mimics, a Phantasm Warrior, a pair of Astral Wisps, and let's see how the auto combat shakes out. Okay, losing just a Pursuer, not a big deal. I will just take that. I kind of want to see the Mirror Mimic in combat though, so I'm going to go fight this manually, and I don't even care if I get a worse outcome. Because I want to see how the Mirror Mimic actually plays. So this thing, it basically turns itself into a copy of one of your units, and depending on the unit, you never know what that could turn out to be. I have the Wand of Mass Healing, I have the Dark Ritual, they're out of range for the Dark Ritual. Let's get up nice and close. I'll bring my Shock unit forward, I'll bring my Pursuers forward, I'll bring my Hero forward, bring everyone nice and close. Actually, my Hero can take a shot here. I'll take that 7 free damage on the Phantasm Warriors, and then we'll see how things shake up. Okay, Mirror Mimic has turned into a Shock unit, so they've turned into Dark Warriors. And that's an interesting thing to turn into, because you've turned into a slightly better version of my Dark Warriors. Although I think this is actually worse than had you just stayed as a Mirror Mimic. So I'm curious to see what happens after we kill that Dark Warrior. Now, I want to get a Shock Blast with this unit in somewhere. Let's have a look at some of my combat spells. I can conjure an Amplification Pylon, I can do Ice Coffin, and I can do Rotting Explosion. Now, if I shoot this Ethereal unit, I'll do major damage, and the damage will bounce actually. Which would be really nice. That's a big hit. If I can get a kill here, maybe I can raise a zombie of some kind. Let's have a look. You'll basically obliterate him if you hit him. Could do a Freezing Blast. I don't know if that's good. Let's get up and hit that Mirror Mimic Shock unit to take down his health a little bit. I could do a Sundering Curse, which would make it so that I could kill this guy quite easily next turn and set myself up for a couple of zombie spawns. Bring my Archer forward, and I'll drop a Baneful Curse here. And I'll bring my White Witch over this way and see if we can maybe get a freeze. The 100% chance of freezing the Mirror Mimic. Okay, that's actually huge for us. The fact that I think because he turned into a crappy unit, maybe his weakness to status effects is like really bad. Oh man, they created another Shock unit. That's amazing for us. But the Mirror Mimic did serious damage there. Right, can I get this kill? If I get this kill, boom, I can then cast... Oh, the Mirror Mimic comes back, I see. But he's really low on health. So if I take him out, then I go to my Hero, and I cast a Dark Ritual, and summon a pair of zombies. Don't forget to weaken this guy, actually. There we go, nice and weakened. Cancel his resistance, prevent his frost resistance. We can easily kill this thing. Boom, boom, boom. Excellent. So a little bit of comboing and careful use of things. I could zombie explode to kill that Mimic. I might do that next turn. All right, Archer, I need you to blast this guy. Boom, boom. All right, so the Mimic reappeared. Get my Hero to blast that Mimic. Boom, boom, boom. Mimic is down. Okay, huge success, and then one shot that. Perfect. That is a flawless battle right there. So it's kind of cool to see the Mirror Mimic. I definitely feel like the Mirror Mimic, you should really be copying strong units. I think he should have copied my Bone Golems, not my tier 1 Shock unit. The Bone Golem, I think, would have been a lot better for him. Reflections Aftermath. I get 400 research. I can get 300 gold. I can get a Spirit Wolf. I can get Heavy Armor Greaves. I can get a bunch of mana. I think I'm going to take the coin. Right now, money is kind of a bit of a bottleneck for me for developing my empire. I'm going to put my Hero back on land because I need to settle an outpost here so I can claim the Lost Queen's Crypt. And then I'm going to split this army up into 2 chunks, one to dig this out and then one to dig this out, so we can kind of open up maybe a little bit more room for a city down here. I think that'll work slightly better for us. Yeah, I think I can settle my city on this tile right here, and it should be able to claim all this land for my vassal. Right, with the Oracle Woods cleared, I'm tempted to attract a pop in here and then claim it for that 25 mana per turn. I think that's worth doing, especially because that brings me up to the conduit here. And then I'm going to do the same thing again and then claim the Pilgrim's Passage here. I think that's worth it, maybe. I mean, I know I have a lot of these Empire things that I want to claim, but those give me 5 Imperium per turn, so they will eventually pay that decision off. And it also just massively, and I mean massively, increased my mana income, right? 20 here plus 2 per conduit, and then counts as a conduit, so it got me 25, and it was also a research post, or it boosts research posts. I think that was worth it, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm coping. Maybe I'm trying to justify it to myself. So the other thing that we're doing is developing a higher tier of army, right? We're building necromancers. We're building dark knights. My capital can annex another province, and I really would have liked another quarry because that would have boosted my tier 3 shrine building. So I reckon I'll grab a quarry down here in this desolate terrain, and that brings me up to 3 of each of the basic tile improvements, which means all of my tier 1 to tier 3 buildings should be boosted. But I'm just going to go ahead and get to work on the Masonic Hall to bring the production of this city up. 3 a.m. Meowing Fit has reached an important milestone. Now, lumber mills are the most important thing that I get in here so that we can build the fishery buildings faster. My ruler has leveled up. She is now level 8. We've got 7 magical abilities. I don't think we need any more. I mean, greater corpse consumption is cool, but I don't think I need it. I think I'm going to get to work on my support skills, so things like soul collector, cheaper army maintenance. Oh, we got frosting transformation. That's big. We now have access to the Arctic walk, so when we decide to start turning our terrain into frozen lands, that's going to change a few things for us. Do I do that now? Is it too early to start doing Marching Winter? I mean, the worst case scenario with Marching Winter is I can't build farms anymore. And if I can't build farms anymore, whoop-de-doo. So yeah, let's go ahead and start casting Marching Winter. Because you know what, even though I can't build farms anymore, it'll make up for it for the production and food. So I think that's worth it, actually. Now, this Corrupt Soul is ethereal, fighter, floating, magic origin. It's got a strong melee strike that drains morale. It has Brand of Wrath, as Fetid Legion, Frost Blades. It's extremely strong against units with low morale, and it can move through. Target a unit with low morale has a chance of dying instantly. Oh wow. Otherwise take 30 frost damage. It's actually a pretty interesting unit, the Corrupt Soul. Let's recruit one. It's a tier 3 fighter, so it totally fits into my upcoming composition. Oh dear, I wasn't hoping to take this battle on with this set of units, but I will take it. We collect a bunch of resources, which I'm very happy with. Whispers of Woe. So we can spend some mana to gain a shadow boon, a bunch of stability. We can gain souls, or we can gain a bunch of knowledge. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the stability, because having maxed out stability on my cities right now would actually be super useful to speed up our construction rate. Right, let's drop the outpost here. It looks like we did awaken an angry army, especially an angry army that does fire damage, is kind of the thing that we're weak to. So let's regather all our troops here with the hero, and we might be able to fight this off, depending. Now, this monster den is going to be a difficult clear, but we'll make it work. So which of my heroes was the support guy who had the cheaper unit? Let's see. Yeah, this guy is the support guy. So I'm going to grab him, and I'm going to put him in charge of this new tier 3 stack that I'm building that's going to have 2 necromancers, a fighter, and 2 shock units in it. And the reason I'm putting him in charge is because he's going to make these guys cheaper to maintain, which is just perfect. Right, let's go ahead and get our second fishery over here on the oystery for the 5 food and 10 gold. That will also allow us to start building the Grand Wharf, which is an 11 production tile. I'm going to pause that so that I can build the granary, because I have 2 foresters, and then by the time the granary is finished, I should be able to annex another lumber mill, and thus push this city all the way to its limit by having the boosted Grand Wharf, which will allow us to start getting the Seafarers Guild and also Ballista warships, which could be kind of fun to play around with, some warship stuff. Darth Meow Meow did actually level up. Did I forget to actually click the thing? Do I want to restore? I think I'm just going to take Vigor. This unit already has so many actions. Adding Restore as an action might just use up his auto-resolve potential. Let's go ahead and cast Marching Winter on the capital. This will start to convert the land to ice, and we're just going to chain cast Marching Winter. Now, the big advantage of Marching Winter is that we will get 2 food and 2 production per population as it converts the terrain, which is really quite nice. And if you watch carefully, you should be able to see the terrain actually get modified in real time. See the capital, yep, there you go. It modified 2 pieces of terrain to be snowbound. Oh my god, my rabbit tipped out her water bowl. This is an official request to the developers for a carnivorous rabbit unit. I need it. The Canis rabbitus. The Canis legomorphus. Alright, let's go ahead and take these guys on. It should be an easy auto-resolve. Okay, not so easy. I'll have to manually fight it then. So I have magic on my side, so it's in my favor to sit back a little bit. Undead Strength. Who is my most important unit here? Probably probably the hero, so I'll give the hero some buffs. I'll move the hero to here, drop a nice heal on this archer, put my 2 shock units in position, and then position my army behind. Right, so they're coming forward. Let's drop a Baleful Curse to make them weak to damage. We'll drop a Frostfire Detonation right in the center. Now, they are going to resist some of the fire damage, which is fair, but this will put this guy in the firing zone. Blast, 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 and then, oh, we could just get a serious Cull the Weak on him. Boom, now he's dead. Boom, boom. Step forward twice with the archer, and if I blast, blast, he should also die. That's 2 kills on the first turn of battle. Really, really great stuff. And I'll push forward with the Necromancer and get a single blast here. Hopefully getting Decaying and Soulbound. Amazing. All right, let's see how they retaliate. They might kill my shock units. But it actually looks like they're going for a different strategy. Of trying to go for my archers, which honestly kind of works in my favor because this archer, what else can my hero do? You can get a Soulbound flank on this demon horse. Boom, boom, boom. Take him out. And then we can get another boom, boom, boom on that guy. Use the Necromancer to finish. Use this guy to finish you. Then this archer is freed up to go all in on you. 1, 2, 3. And then my shock unit can finish you. Boom. And then I could just cast Ice Coffin for a chance to freeze you. And then you become useless. And we just kill you for free next turn. I'm liking this build. It's quite good. I think I underrated Shadow. I definitely feel like my instinct was the early game is so incredibly important. But here's the thing, what you can do with Shadow is if you just turtle and push hard for the late game techs, you can kind of make it work. So I have to give Shadow a little bit more credit than I did in my tier list based on this experience with it that I've had. Oh, baby, we can summon Reapers. In fact, how much does a Reaper cost to maintain? 60 mana and 7 Imperium. I actually can't afford to summon Reapers. I genuinely cannot afford it. Let's go ahead and cast more Marching Winter. We want the whole world to be ice by the time we're done with it. It's quite expensive to maintain, 12 mana per turn, but that will be made up for the fact that we will be able to do some interesting things with all that snow terrain. Right, we have the outpost over here by the Lost Queen's Crypt. I am going to go ahead and annex that to the outpost. That'll get me 25 research per turn, but more importantly, the scaling off of the dead heroes in the crypt. So we'll go ahead and build a work camp down here. This will also mean I'll have a teleporter underground, which will make the map smaller. Speaking of teleporters, I should really unlock that tech, although I'm kind of curious if I want to research some other stuff first, like my heroes leveling up faster, or just +1 level on all my heroes. That's actually a really damn good ability. Like, that's kind of maybe what I'm leaning towards. We'll see. Let's go ahead and take, Chain Lightning's not terrible. Flash Freeze is okay. I'll take the Necrotic Spires tech. So I definitely think it's time we built up our mana income a little bit. So I'll go for the Mana Obelisk and the Monolith in the city of Warm Laptop to get that mana income up. Catnip Field can annex another province. We would like to go for another Forester. I'll grab the Forester here by the Tranquility Pool. That's an extra 20 tech per turn, which isn't super important, but it is nice. And now the Grand Dwarf is boosted, and we can get that underway. And then we just need 2 more fisheries and a Forester so that we can go straight for the Seafarers Guild. We're under attack underground. This should be an easy auto-resolve. We took a tiny bit of damage. That's fine. We collect a bunch of resources because we're just the way that we're built. This outpost, I'm going to go ahead and found a City of the Dark Felines immediately so that I can turn it into a vassal city. And otherwise, I just have my heroes hanging around playing defensively while we build towards our final move of the game. Right, my capital is built 2 Necromancers and Belor Lordseeker. Let's go ahead and get a pair of Dark Knights. In my capital, I'm also going to go ahead and get the blacksmith so that I can build units faster. And I also want to get the armory, so I'm actually going to do both of those. But I'm starting to burn through my gold rather quickly. Let's cast another Marching Winter on the City of Darkspire. I need to cast 1 more Marching Winter, or well, 2 more. 1 on Warm Laptop and 1 on Catnip Field. But you can see in here now, if I go to Domain, Marching Winters, giving us 14 production, and also it should be 14 food as well. There you go, 14 food, which is pretty damn nice. More importantly is that we are kind of frostlings now, so we get some benefits from being on this, although I don't think this unit cares about morale anymore. I don't really care what I'm researching at the moment. My goal is to just get to tier 5 books. Now, if I look at the City of Darkspire, the city isn't tier 3 yet, so the thing I'm going to focus on is getting my mana and gold income up if I can. My hero underground leveled up. Let's go ahead and take another support ability. Unholy Leader is great. I'm going to take endurance training. 15 hit points and status resistance is really good. I suppose I will take the Unholy Leader. This should be like 20% damage or something. I feel this is my take. My biggest problem is my gold income right now. I definitely need to find a new source of cash. And it's probably going to be teaming up all these units together into a single stack or a pair of stacks to go clear out this large monster den and maybe settling some vassals for money. Speaking of settling vassals for money, we're going to come here to Rarathor Vech, and we're going to immediately release it as a vassal. This will give us a little bit of the Imperium we used to found this city back, but more importantly, this city will control a chunk of the map for us through a vassal. It's a little bit of a problem is the sheer number of troops that are hanging around this large monster den. I'll probably need some reinforcements or a lot of spells. Let's go ahead and cast Marching Winter on the City of Warm Laptop. My mana income is dying, but that's mostly because I'm currently technically over my city cap. That is intentional, so don't worry about it. 3 AM Meowing Fit produced an academy. Let's get the granary to keep the city growing. We need to get that gold income up as well, but the gold income will come up as we start to clear out these coastal things. We're gonna have to get, like, that was something we wanted to get to like dozens of turns ago, but we just never got around to it. Right, catnip field. Probably the most important thing for me to get here now are things like fisheries. I would like at least a conduit though. It's worth so much mana to take that, so I will take it. It's like 19 mana per turn or something insane. So I'm just kind of mashing end turn as my empire stabilizes. Let's have a look. I can lose 77 knowledge per turn to gain 6 allegiance, or I can lose that for money. I think the money is kind of more important to me, but I'm just gonna let Rampart be annoyed. Don't care. So Rarathor Vech has been released. They should slowly build up their own economy. They should also produce their own military, and they shall just be a useful ally. We finished researching Snow Spirit, not an important or impactful spell. Greater Reanimation, on the other hand, could be a great way to bring back units. It does mean that they die at the end of the battle, but that's not very important. Oh, I never cleared the Queen's Crypt. Okay, I should probably go do that then. Darkspire has produced a mana obelisk. I would like to build a monolith, but I would need to get a conduit in this city. I also need to get the Dark Forge and stuff down. But I also need to just get all my tier 3 buildings up. I need to get another... Ideally, I would love to get another quarry and another forester in here. It might be hard to get the forester, so we might just have to build without it. But let's go ahead and get the blacksmith. We will get the underground laboratory as well. I'll finish the blacksmith first. 3 AM Meowing Fit can annex another province. Let's do a forester. And I will cast my final Marching Winter on the City of Catnip Field. So our mana is looking good. We're starting to turn the world to ice, which gives us an advantage. And we're starting to claim some of the free cities on the map, which is all really good stuff. I'm under attack by these guys. This should be an easy auto combat. Okay, if I lose a unit, I'll fight it manually. I don't want to lose a unit. See, my army is very, very small right now, which is kind of like the downside of playing Shadow, is that I do not have a really big army. I have a relatively strong army in the fact that I have a bunch of heroes, but my military power is actually very weak. Now my research power is insane, legitimately insane. Let's see how this shakes out. Okay, what kind of combat summon can I do? I could do a Baleful Curse here and drop a big blast, or I could go forward a tile and hurt some people, or I could Weakening Curse. I think Weakening Curse here makes sense, and we'll let them approach for a turn to see how they shake out. He threw a web, that's to be expected. Spider came forward. Spider came forward. Let's go ahead and drop a Wand of Mass Healing on this stack right now. Painful Overflow, maybe. I think killing this is of utmost importance to get it off the field. Then I would love to kill this. You can eat that corpse if you want. Let's go ahead and cancel this guy's retaliation. So this archer can step back a tile, then shoot him twice, boom, boom. And then I can finish him with this guy, boom, boom, boom. Oh man, that's unfortunate. Can I Ice Shackle him to finish? I can. Perfect. And by casting a spell, everyone gets fortune. So my Bone Golem didn't get to act this turn, but I can still eat a lot of corpses. Ooh, the Hunter Spider Leap is kind of scary actually. So we'll have to see what we can do about that. If I get around to the back of this guy, I can do serious damage, cancel his retaliation, move this archer to here, hit him twice in the back, then move this archer to here, and hit him twice in the back, and he should bounce his attack over. Perfect. What about a freeze here? Getting a frozen on him would be perfect. You could eat a corpse. Go ahead and eat that corpse to get your health up, and then slam him. What do we got? Let's do a Soulfire. I think we can kill this guy with a Soulfire and give ourselves fortune. Looking good. Looks like the enemy's already starting to break. Let's do archery. Boom, boom, boom. Perfect. Archery, step forward one tile. 1, 2. And then I need you to finish him. Boom, boom. And then I want my little bone golem to run around the back, hit this guy in his booty. And then I give my hero a little stabby stab to the face. Boom. So quite easy to navigate and negotiate your way through battles. I don't know how to explain what I did there. All I know is it was easy. All right, good auto-resolve result on this. Nothing died, and I'm inside friendly territory, so I will recover health nice and quickly. Love to see that. We get a ton of mana from fights, by the way. I do want to bring this second stack forward to assist you in clearing both this large monster den and this NPC army. Righty-o, Darkspire can annex another territory. Let's go ahead and get that quarry right there. Oh, I guess we can build our mint. That's going to be nice, 20 gold per turn, that's huge. Pays itself off so incredibly quickly. Cardboard Box can also annex another territory. I think I'm going to keep Cardboard Box off the water maybe. Leave that at other places. I got to figure out what kind of guild I want to get in here. But the School of Cryomancy and the Frostspire now look like much better propositions because they have a ton of snow and ice to be adjacent to. So do I want to build a Smith's Guild? A Scholar's Guild. I don't think I should build a Scholar's Guild. Maybe a Merchant's Guild to sustain my armies. For now, I'll just boost up my mana income because we're heading towards our late game. So I'll need to get the Interrogation Dungeon and the Ritual Mausoleum in every city to max out my my mana from prisoners. Those are probably buildings. Well, if I was doing more fighting, I would have got those buildings earlier. But I didn't do a whole lot of fighting, so I've only got 10 heroes in the bank. Okay, let's bring up our second stack with our really strong, with our strong hero stack. We'll go ahead and auto combat this. Should be an easy win. Yeah, no losses. Perfect. Boom. We take the lightning spear. It's got first strike and it does chain lightning to another enemy within 2 hexes. That's a really damn good spear. We get a whole bunch of resources. We'll take those. I will likely plonk down another city here. No, I'll probably put a city on this one though. But you can see Rathor Vek is starting to spread and control the world. I am very, very happy about that. At the very least, I should take control of these haste berries with an outpost. That makes sense to me. It'll also act as a teleporter should I need it to. We finished researching Greater Reanimation. This is a healing spell from the Tome of the Reaper that resurrects a target non-hero unit with 80% of its total hit points. It becomes dead and it dies at the end of battle. Unfortunate that it does that, but that's life. I need another tier 4 book. Now, I have 2 choices. I can go back for another Chaos book, or I can go for this Shadow book right here. I think I'm just going to take the Tome of Oblivion, because the actual research doesn't seem that important to me, like what I get from it. The really important thing is that I get to the tier 5 book. Now, I mean, the Living Fog is actually a pretty decent unit. It's a tier 4 fighter unit that's an ethereal. Sleep of Oblivion is a debuff spell. Target non-hero unit dies after 2 turns. They come back to their life with 75% of their hit points and they're inflicted with insanity. That's very good. The Ritual of Somnia though, enemy army spell. At the start of each battle, all units have a 90% chance of becoming stunned for 2 turns. Now that is a disgustingly good spell. I'm going to lock in the Summon Living Fog and then take the Ritual of Somnia because that seems insanely good for me to be able to basically make an enemy army have a really good chance of getting stunned at the start of all of their turns. Now if I took another farm in my capital, I could go for the Farmer's Guild, which would allow me to get an extra 10 food per farm in this city. I don't know if that's the way that I want to do things. Instead, I think I'm going to start taking quarries and then building these unique tile improvements. I'll take this quarry, I'll switch you over to a mint, you will become a mine, and then when I have those 2 mines, that should trigger my ability to build a mint for an extra 20 gold per turn. Excellent. Now, the City of Warm Laptop is developing really well. This is a city that I could justify going for a variety of things, but I am going to go ahead and take the gold mine here. This will allow me again to build the mint because you need to have 1 gold mine to build a mint. So this will be worth 5 gold plus another 20 once I actually build that mint. And that gold is going to be what sustains my super ultra powerful late game army of Dark Knights and Necromancers, all that jazz. The City of 3 AM Meowing Fit is going to build the underground library or underground laboratory because again, I want money. I could really use a mine in this city. Thankfully, I will be able to build the Dark Forge, so that'll help. That will be handy. Ice is nice. Just have all my armies parked over here waiting to clear these haste berries because the enemies we go up against now are quite difficult. If I were to manually fight these battles, I could probably move across the map a lot quicker. That's just a fact. Okay, first stack composition has been completed. It had 2 knights, 2 necromancers, and an ethereal and a hero. Let's have a look. Who's going to be my next army stack? Well, I guess my main hero should probably get her own army stack. I definitely want to bring at least 1 necromancer. That feels right to me. I also feel like I should bring a warlock and then like 3 dark knights maybe. I mean, I have so many buffs for my warlocks. I should bring at least 1 warlock, I think. So yeah, I'll bring a warlock and then 3 dark knights. Probably don't need to queue them up right now because other things need money. Coming back over to here. We need to get this oyster and this oyster into the city. Let's go ahead and drop a fishery. This is also on a fish tile, giving us another 10 food, which is fantastic. Ooh, I can get a free 1,000 mana right now. All right, that's interesting. Spells can now be cast on the first turn of combat. That's actually a really powerful ability. I'm going to go ahead and take that. I'm also going to take +1 rank on all my heroes. That just seems like a really good move. Now, you're more of a support direction. Spur to Action is your capstone ability, so we will go ahead and take that. You do have another level up. Now, you are Belor Lord Seeker. You've got Dark Ritual, Restore, you've got Seduce, Corpse Eating, all this sort of stuff. I think 10% damage to your units in the stack is worth it, and then we'll keep focusing on those support skills. Now, Darth Meow Meow has leveled up enough to get Summon Undead. Summons 3 random tier 1 undead units. How could I not take such a good ability in an undead game? Oh, so good. I'm going to go ahead and take Inspiring Leader on her. This will massively reduce the upkeep of her stack when we put tier 3 units into it. Moloch Lord Seeker has also leveled up. You do have a battle magic skill. Go ahead and take Spur to Action. That's a great ability. Spur to Action, by the way, if you don't know, basically just lets another unit take another turn. So really quite powerful. Didn't find many items this game. Been a little bit starved for items. Now, Tanja Quintus, you could take Killing Momentum here. It's not a bad move. Every time you kill a unit, you'll get an action point back, and your action point can be used on a heavy crossbow, which ignores a ton of enemy defense, so you do basically true damage to things that you attack. Tarlina Lord Seeker, who uses the lance. I'm going to go ahead and switch you to the lightning spear, and then give you... I think you have most of the good skills here in Warfare. I should probably get you a few support skills, like, for example, Inspiring Leader. 20% unit upkeep in your army stack. It's a really good one. That's honestly, you should probably rush the upkeep reduction in most games because it allows you to scale your army really well with heroes. 20% doesn't sound like much, but if you consider if you have 5 tier 3 units in an army, that'll be 100 gold. So you're saving 20%. So you're going to save 20 gold per turn. That's equivalent to having another mint in your empire. Really not that good. Not that bad, sorry. Let's go ahead and feed a population to this tile. I'll get a whole bunch of cash. Oh, that's amazing. I could add Asteroid the Herbalist to my hero pool. Let's add her to my hero pool, sure. Then I'm going to come into this outpost and I'm going to annex this to the city, getting me an extra 5 Imperium and a little bit of stuff per turn. But more importantly, I'm scaling now really hard off these lost tombs in terms of mana. Really, really good. So now when the enemies actually do come to counterattack me after I start casting the Age of Shadow, which they will do, by the way, because the second you start threatening to win the game, everyone in the world goes, hang on a minute, this guy's winning the game, and then attack you. Because, of course, I don't want you to win the game. So we'll hang out here for another couple of turns while we heal up. I could cast Heal Undead, I guess, but it's kind of an expensive spell. It does cost souls, which I don't like. I'm wondering, how good is Desecrate Structure? Like, what if I desecrate this? It just produces an extra 5 mana. That seems like an awful lot of souls to spend for plus 5 mana. I don't know if I'm crazy on that. That does not seem like a good value proposition to me. I'm going to be real with you. I did it purely out of curiosity, and my curiosity has been like sated, and I know now that was not a good decision. There's the Ritual of Somnia, an amazing enemy army spell. Harvest Population, we don't necessarily need that, but it could be a good way to get a lot of souls. You know what, Harvest Population actually could be quite good. If I just start using my mana to get an insane mana income, and then I can support a massive army. Oh shit, actually, that's super good. Because this lets me turn 50 souls into 5 mana per turn, okay? Then I can cast a spell to get 60 souls and Harvest Population. Oh man, there actually might be a play in there where I turn souls into mana and then mana into souls. Oh man, I didn't consider that, but now I'm considering it. Let's go ahead and replace this Forester with a Conduit. This is so that we can build the Monolith and the mine, the mint rather. The City of Warm Laptop is going to go ahead and build the Armory as well as the Interrogation Dungeon. I founded an outpost down here. The goal of this outpost was purely just to get control of the haste berries, but also to provide healing for this army, so they shall hang out there. Another ruler was denounced. A whole bunch of stuff here happening that I don't particularly care about. So we need to be ready in 3 research cycles to win the game. Arrest the families and execute them. I can lose 2 pop in Warm Laptop, or I could just say I have no time for this. Don't care. Oh wow, this used to be a Phoenix. It just upgraded to 2 Baylors. All right, nice. Super based. Great. This is going to be a rough auto combat. How bad is it that hero died? I'm just going to accept it. I'm going to accept it. I'm going to resurrect them. 650 mana. Ouch. Feels bad. I ain't mad. Had to be done. Okay, so now I want to run along the coastline and clear out all these things occupying these coastal resources. I like that these mountains have been covered in snow, and now there's like little weird little bumps. Like little weird mountain nipples poking out of the land. Right, 3 a.m. meowing fit. can annex another province. And it's time to start getting your fisheries, I think. Let's do it. Fishery 1, which will immediately... Should I go for the ritual mausoleum and stuff? I should get the mint. And if I'm going for the mint, I should build a dark forge. And if I'm building the dark forge, I should build it adjacent to my quarries. So I'm going to put it right here on this farm. All right, cool. So since this is my main hero stack, I'm going to go ahead and recruit myself a Reaper. But I will go ahead and desecrate more structures. I've been turning these souls into extra mana. I don't know if this is worth doing. I'm hoping that it kind of turns out to be good. Darkspire produced the mint, which I'm very, very happy about. I should probably start converting this city over to a proper late game, but I do want to get the estate hall. I'm not going to go for the Farmers Guild, but I will get the estate hall. That at least seems worth it to me. All right, good job. The city state is claiming a whole bunch of tiles down here. I'm happy about that. They're not doing much as of late, but like they're doing okay. It takes a while for those city states to start paying off, and you usually got to have some order affinity to really make it worth it. Oh, nice. Let's go ahead and summon that Reaper for my main hero stack. I'll pop it right there. Now, this is a very cool unit, okay? It's got a melee strike of 20 damage straight up. It's got greater corpse consumption, finger of death, dark rites. All non-Reaper undead units in the army gain 10% damage and 2 resistance. So it's a great summon unit. Ideally, we would actually have one of these in every army. But that mana upkeep, okay? That upkeep, it also costs souls to maintain. Difficult to maintain. That's the truth. We can now harvest population, which some cities are going to find a little bit annoying, but we kind of need the souls. Let's go for Blizzard. That's a good anti-army spell. We just finished Blizzard. Excellent. Then Domain of Death is pretty good. 20 stability, friendly, undead, deal extra damage. This is going to be good because we're going to be on the defensive, defending our mage spire. So what we're going to be doing is, just to explain the strategy, I don't know if I explained this fully earlier, is we're going to be building a seed, a root and a heart of shadow, all in a trio protected by conduits. Then we're going to be building a series of armies in the area to protect these 3 provinces adjacent to each other. And in order for us to actually lose the game, enemies will have to come and pillage or destroy these provinces. It's essentially like a space victory in Civ 6. We effectively put a timer on the game. And so that's what we're working towards. And in fact, we're 1 research cycle away from doing it. In fact, I think we're literally about to do it. We're going to take the Tome of the Eternal Lord, which will unlock the Heart of Shadow, which is required for the magic victory. And it'll also buff up our spells. Our shadow spells will deal more damage. They'll inflict status vulnerability. We'll also get access to the Eternal One. When this hero unit is killed in battle, after 2 turns, it comes back to life with 35% of its total hit points, can be used any number of times, does not function if all of the units are dead. So basically, our heroes become immortal. Battlefield reanimation, combat summon spells. All friendly undead units come back to life with 50% of their total hit points. Enemy corpses come back to life as tier 1 zombies under your control until the end of the battle. Withering Mist. Each turn, for 3 turns, all enemies sustain 15 frost damage, 90% chance of being blind, and 90% chance of being weakened. Raise Undead Army. Just literally print an army of undead. True Death Magic. Marked for Death doesn't seem particularly good. I don't know why, I just have a bias against it, but we're going to go ahead and take the Tome of the Eternal Lord. We're going to take Withering Mist as a combat enchantment. And then being able to raise undead armies could be handy too, so I'll lock that in. So, in Cardboard Box, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here, and I'm going to go ahead and build the Heart of Shadow. The Heart of Shadow is going to go onto this farm right here. I'm going to prioritize that ahead of basically everything else that I'm building. In the city of Darkforge, which one has more production? Okay, Dark Spire has more production, so in 3 AM Meowing Fit, I will build the Seed of Shadow, the cheapest of the buildings, and I will put it on this forester right here. I put it on this forester because it's adjacent to the farm where I'm building the heart. Then in the city of Darkspire, I'm going to come down here and I want to build the Root of Shadow, but I don't quite have enough money, so I'm going to have to kind of wait. Actually, maybe I can clear this thing. I get 27 gold, a little bit of mana, and then another 66 gold. Maybe I have a bunch of weapons I can sell. Let me have a look. Sell the... No, it's not. It's all not enough. I'll cancel a Dark Knight, and instead I'll come in here and I'll build that Heart of Shadow right here on this forester. So 4 turns until the Seed of Shadow, 6 turns until the Heart of Shadow. Oh shoot, I built the Heart of Shadow twice. What was I meant to build? The Root of Shadow. I didn't have to cancel that unit. Anyway, 4 turns until the Seed, 5 turns until the Root, 6 turns until the Heart. So we are now 21 turns from winning the game. We have begun the countdown to extinction. So we have 21 turns to make use of these armies to clean up any of these last like little dregs of stuff that's hanging around that might interrupt our late game build. And now, because there's 21 turns left in the game, it might be worth it for us to start considering working merchandise to get as much gold per turn and to start actually building our military up. We're going to immediately start building up our military, by the way. Let's steal... Okay, I'll reorganize my armies next turn. I'm going to be deleting these low tier units just because they use up cash and they don't do enough anymore. They use up resources per turn that could very well go towards better units. If I get into trouble, I can always spam shitty units. Nice, there's Domain of Undeath. I will be casting this in all 3 of my Shadow Victory cities for the 10% damage on the defense and the enforced Soulbound effect. Withering Mist is a super good spell. Let's take it. Interrogation Dungeon finished in Warm Laptop. I don't have enough money, so I'll just go ahead and produce merchandise for a turn. Darkspire can annex another province. I think the thing to do here is to start getting conduits where it makes sense and getting mines where it makes sense. I'm going to transfer this forester to Darkspire. And the reason that I'm doing that transfer is to free up a pop in cardboard box and also give me a place to build my Dark Forge. But funny enough, this farm, even though it's technically not attached to the city of Cardboard Box, it actually still is attached, which is kind of a fun little quirk. I'm going to go ahead and take this oyster reef into the city of Cardboard Box. Let's keep clearing these. It should be easy work. Pick up a bunch of cash and a few resources, all that jazz. Let's keep the momentum up. I suppose we can let them go. We attack. We're not going to let them go. We attack. Get that experience. Get that money, dude. There's money to be had. So finally we're getting the oysters in our territory. That's going to be an extra 10 gold per oyster. We built the Grand Wharf over here. We need the Seafarers Guild. I'm going to pay money to get my fishery up and then immediately go for that Seafarers Guild. That's going to be 3 gold per fishery and 3 food per fishery, which will give us really good scaling potential in the city. So I'll quickly grab the Seafarers Guild. Boosh. Really need to clear this Guardian tree eventually too. Would have been good. It's just hard to find time to get around to some of these things, you know? Precision training, absolutely. 10% crit chance and 10% hit chance for all units. Let's harvest some population. Darkspire isn't as important. I think I'm going to harvest Warm Laptop. It doesn't seem particularly important of a city, so I'll just harvest souls from there. 100% experience for my heroes seems quite good, although it's quite late to the game because we're literally ending it. A new rally has started. I do think these corrupt souls are worth recruiting. They fit into my build pretty well. Granted, they're ethereal, so they don't benefit from a lot of my racial transformations, but I think they're a tier 3 unit that fits reasonably. No, you do not tell me what to do, Rathor Vech. Yeah, this is all causing me problems down here. I'll have to deal with this maybe. I'm expecting water spirits here in this particular node. Yeah, a ton of water spirits, but they haven't evolved into Krakens or Tide spirits yet, so I'll take it. All right, what are we looking like in here? We've got a Dark Knight. Are these technically undead? No, they're ethereal, so they don't really benefit from necromancers. Honestly, if they don't benefit from necromancers, maybe I should put warlocks in this army instead. Yeah, I'll recruit a pair of warlocks for this army. That seems to make a lot more sense to me. Let's go ahead and summon another Reaper. In a perfect world, we'd have a Reaper in every army. They do cost 150 souls just to summon, and then they cost 5 per turn, so they are not cheap units. Let's clear this. Auto combat away. Hopefully nothing dies. Okay, we lost a tier 1 unit. Super don't care. Let's go ahead and do battlefield reanimation. I'll lock in Undead Army again. 3 AM Meowing Fit can annex another province. Let's go ahead and take the fishery. Oyster for cash. Alright, what do you got going on here? Greater corpse consumption, Mind Crush. Ooh, base magic attacks have a 30% chance of inflicting insanity. That could be fun to play around with. While insanity isn't the greatest negative modifier in the game, it can be kind of fun to play around with. There we go. There is the Seed of Shadow, the step 1 in our victory condition. Now the Seed of Shadow provides a variety of bonuses, right? You really should build it earlier so that you can get that 20% knowledge cheapening if you're doing a true rush. I think someone told me they had managed to win the game on turn 60, which is genuinely impressive. I'm not really sure how they managed to do that, but this is just how I know how to play, and so that's how I'm playing, baby. Let's go ahead and clear this node. Relatively strong group of units, shouldn't be too much problems. Easy clap. We get a whole bunch of souls. Let's go ahead and cast Soulbind Army here, so that we can guarantee an improved amount of souls, and then we'll cast another Soulbind Army on the next one. This inflicts Soulbound on everyone, so they'll give 2 souls, so we should get 18 full souls from this. At least. Auto-resolve. Oh man, there's 25 souls, 39 money. Oh god, we're getting so many resources. I don't know why we're getting extra money. Or extra... I don't know where that other money and mana is coming from. Did they like update the game or something? Is there something... Like, I don't know why I'm getting money and mana for killing things. Just something I don't really get. Okay, Draining Blade. This is a melee hero, so Draining Blade is a decent ability on him. You've got all the support skills I want. Let's go ahead and start working on your battle skills. I think an obvious one to take here is defense. The longer I can keep my heroes alive, the better. Wordgate is under siege. Looks like there's a huge battle going on over here between these two players. This is good for me. The more they damage each other, the better. Okay, let's clear this. Do not let them go. Auto-combat them away. Perfect. Forgot to soulbind them. That's okay. We got a Dread Spider. Okay, so we cleared off all the coastal stuff to the north. Well, with the exception of stuff that's way out here. So that means we can start claiming all this coastal stuff and improving our economy coastally. Now we have to think about what's coming next. And the thing that's coming next is getting my armies in position. We just finished the Root of Shadow. The Heart of Shadow finishes now. I'm going to go ahead and hurry the production so that we finish the Heart of Shadow. So now that we finished the Seed, the Root, and the Heart, and the important thing is I've managed to put them all adjacent to each other, which means all of my armies can get concentrated into a single place, overlapping protection, essentially. Now, what else are we going to do? We're going to go ahead and try to get all of these towns to tier 3, so that we can build Spelljammers. So that's going to be an important step on the next phase. Let's go ahead and build you a Spelljammer on this conduit is good. Actually, I decided to move my Spelljammer down to this hut. I think that's just a better move. Let's make sure the Spelljammer gets done nice and early. The Spelljammer will prevent enemies from using any spells inside your territory, aka the Heart, Seed, and Shadow tiles, which means that we have unlocked the Age of Shadow. Now, Age of Shadow spell is the spell victory spell. It costs 20 mana per turn while we're channeling it. However, it comes with some upsides and downsides. The upsides is that our Shadow Affinity spells cost half mana, half casting points, and half combat casting points. Every turn in combat with me, a random corpse will be reanimated into a zombie until the end of combat. Hostile armies will be spawned next to my province improvements. I think the Age of Shadow is honestly one of the weakest effects. It's very thematic and kind of cool in that way, but it is, like, in terms of gameplay power, relatively weak. Right, so our Summon Reaper spell is ready. Let's go ahead and summon another Reaper. I'm going to take these 2 Corrupt Souls and this Warlock and bring them over to replace out this army, I think. But no, we're going to do a little bit of army shuffling, and I'll kind of give my logic behind why in a minute. But let's go ahead and cast Age of Shadow. Boom. We are now 15 turns from winning the game. Everyone in the game declares war on me, with the exception of Fangir and Arik Rex. The entire world turns purple, and it is now the Age of Shadow. We are on the verge of a magic victory. We just need to defend our affinity improvements for 15 turns. If we can hold all 3 of these provinces for 15 turns, we will win the game. This is going to be the longest 15 turns of my career. Hope you guys are ready for it. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all very much. I'm just kidding. No, we're going to keep playing. We're finishing it this video, baby. So we literally don't care about anything except for holding these 3 provinces. If our cities get under siege, Ashenai, the Ashenel the Lawbringer from my previous campaign can come join me. That's kind of cool, actually. We could recruit her. She comes as a level 6 hero with a whole bunch of cool abilities. She's really cheap to recruit too. I'll bring her into the fold. Let's do it. Let's bring her in. She'll cost me 30 gold per turn. That's fine. Let's go ahead and reset her skills so we can make her a little bit more useful. Let's go for Virulent Outbreak with a Soul Collector into Inspiring Leader, Strength Training, Defensive Training, Endurance Training, boom, boom, boom. Perfect. Okay, so I've got 3 Corrupt Souls and a pair of Warlocks. And to this, I'm going to go ahead and add Moloch, Lord Seeker. So look at my money. I put Moloch in charge of this army, and my money cost changed slightly. Oh, right, because I didn't move the Reaper. You are going to be in command of the Reaper. These units are going to go. That's too many Necromancers in a single army. So I think I would like another Dark Knight for my composition. So just to kind of think about the composition that I want in every army, it's basically this. It's like a hero, a Reaper, 2 Dark Knights, and a Necromancer, and either 2 Necromancers or a Necromancer and a Warlock. Like, that is the composition that I want, and I want armies to all be stationed within range of all of these. So I've got 3 late game composition stacks here. The army of Belor Lord Seeker here has got its late game composition. 3 melee and 2 support. You've got your late game composition. Technically, it might be a slightly better composition if I just went with the 1 Necromancer, 1 Warlock build, because the Warlocks are honestly, the Sundering Curse is so good. And the fact that they inflict weakening and they have Frenzy and Soulbound and Lifesteal, yeah, I think actually Warlocks should be kept in my composition. So that's going to be a slight modification that I make. So I need 2 Dark Knights and a Warlock for my next army. And then I got to figure out where I'm going to get the souls for a thing, but harvest population is super cheap now. Look how cheap all my spells are, dude. Summon Reapers, 45 souls. Oh my god. Let's summon a Reaper. Now that I'm starting to summon Reapers, we're going to need to get these soul wells up to sustain them. So I'm just going to pop that down. Does not matter where. Do not care. Just need to get them to play ball. It's kind of hard to look at the world when it's purple. Not gonna lie. Let's go ahead and raise an undead army. We produced a warlock. Spells are ready to cast. So all of the people on the map have made defensive pacts against me. Now, I'm pretty sure the AI on normal difficulty that we're playing here today for this Overexplained game, they are not going to be able to mount much of a actual, like, we're gonna stop you campaign. I don't think they're gonna be able to do too much. Catnip Field can annex another province. Go ahead and grab those fisheries. Keep the growth going. 3 AM Meowing Fit can annex another province. Keep getting those fisheries. And Warm Laptop can annex another province. I reckon a quarry is a good deal to keep the production going. I'll do a quick harvest of population on this city again. I guess I'll harvest my capital. I just need the souls. I'll do a harvest across my entire thing. You can only do it every 5 turns, so... And it's so many souls, so it feels kind of necessary. Now, here's a fun question that I'm not sure you're ready to have answered. Can I use this on my ally cities? Oh, I can't. Alright, so I got 300 souls in the bank, which should be enough. Should be enough to tide me over the course of the next 13 turns. So it'll probably be a slightly anticlimactic victory based on the fact that we're playing on normal difficulty. Another war has been declared. But when I did this on brutal, it was actually quite difficult. Now, some invaders have spawned. Invaders must die. Unacceptable. You are not welcome. Really fun thing though, we get to play around with this late game composition that we built, so I'm kind of excited actually. Obviously, if I auto-resolve this, we're gonna obliterate them, okay? Easily clapped, okay? Not even close. But why would I build this late game composition and then not fight a battle with it? And keep in mind, I won this battle on auto-resolve against the most overpowered unit in the game, the Horned God. So I think something that we want to cast now is Withering Mist. By the way, this is a tier 8 spell that is costing me 15 casting points and 30 mana. Super good. So mostly what I'm going to do in this first turn is to get into position for the actual battle. It's going to involve doing a lot of strengthening undead on my Reapers. Now here's a fun idea. Can I Finger of Death a vine? And get a zombie out of it. I think it counts as a summon so it doesn't leave a corpse or something. Dude, I'm so excited to finally get to use these Dark Knights with Reaper support and Necromancers in tow. It's going to be a good time. Alright, let's see what they do. I'm expecting a pretty competent counterattack from the AI, but who knows what they'll do. Okay, he threw a web, he retreated, he's summoning. So that's actually the right move for this unit. This unit should move to the back, although probably not that far back, because he is actually really effective at combat. But he should move back in order to summon. Now, the great thing about having a shot... Oh my god. Okay, there's the triggering. Wow. Oh, we found the counter to the vines. It's this spell, the Withering Mist. Super powerful. So if we get around the back of this guy, we can get a serious flank on him. Let me see, the Finger Death, 60% chance, 44. What if I just take that 60? He resisted. Okay, we'll just kill. What if I were to inflict Sundering Curse on you? Boom. And then I were to blast you, so you become soulbound. And then I were to blast you. Or what if I did a Dark Ritual and made a zombie? And then I cast Zombie Explosion. Boom. Okay, I take it back. Shadow's really fun. Shadow is actually really fun. The Zombie Explosion on its own. Now, I need a corpse for this guy to eat. Would you be willing to become a corpse for me? No, you resisted. That's okay. I'll make you a corpse in my own way. Why don't you Frostfire Detonate? Why don't you Frostfire Detonate here? Doing nice AoE damage. Can you come forward and blast him? You're going to Sundering Curse this guy, and then you're going to move up and just Chaos Dunk him. What if I did another Sundering Curse? That would actually get the kill. Oh, man. This is some memes. Come forward, shoot him. Come forward, shoot him. Boom. So we'll get to kind of play around with them again next turn. Looks like they just raised some kids from the dead, which is, you know, that's what they're supposed to do. Oh, the spider leap. Oh, he nibbled my ass. All right, let's see what these guys can pull out of the, oh, a little leap, going for the heroes. All right. They're going deep. They're going quite deep. Good kill. He's attacking my birds, my zombie. I don't know how these zombies got back up, by the way. Oh, I randomly resurrect a zombie every turn. There's the big AoE damage. We love it. Apparently the zombie is like berserk and unhinged and just decided to attack. I don't know why. I'm not going to question it. Right, ethereal. Well, these guys do not do much damage. Oh, he can't be affected. You eat a corpse. There you go, perfect. Consumes the corpse, fully heals. Now he's maxed out strengthened. Go whack this guy in the back. Oh, can you Sundering Defense? What is this spider? A hunter spider matriarch. Okay, no wonder that thing is ridiculous. Let's go ahead and spur to action a Reaper. By the way, this is the power of having a support hero, because you could just spur to action a tier 5 Reaper unit. And it gets to act twice in a turn. Totally not broken, by the way. Let's go ahead and inflict a whole bunch of negative status effects on this guy. Negative status effects. Go there, you go there, hit him, and then you hit him, and then you hit him. Perfect. Okay, we need to deal with this hunter spider. What if I moved forward? We do a little chunk of damage. What if you blight resistance? Now a stab will kill, a stab won't kill. What if you step back and then zap? Perfect. All right, let's take a look at the right side. Okay, my zombie already acted, which is honestly is kind of a bad move. We should totally sunder this guy's defense and put him under pressure, because he is a big old scary unit that can't use his abilities if he's in melee, and so if we fully surround him, he becomes useless. What about if we did a little zombie explosion? Let's not do that. We already did that. Reaper, why don't you go over here, hit this guy in the back. You got a spur to action. Why don't you move forward? Move forward, move forward. Spur to action the Reaper. Reaper gets a kill. Necromancer comes forward, strengthens the Reaper, and hastens. The hastening part is the scary part. And then I guess we'll just fire an ice coffin at this dude to give a chance to freeze him. Probably should have done that at the start of the turn to get the fortune, but it's not important. But yeah, dude, we're having a great old time. Literally have taken barely any damage, and I'm getting to play with some really cool late game spells. Let's kill the wolf. I'm gonna be honest, those corrupt souls aren't that good. I do like that the zombies control themselves. That's kind of fun, actually. But yeah, the corrupt souls, they don't do that much. Gonna be real. Bam. Bam, and bam, Horned God down. Let's go ahead and get this kill. Boom. Why don't you come forward and get that kill? And then I guess, just for the maximum disrespect, let's go ahead and detonate a zombie. Boosh, and that's a win. Not even a flesh wound. I definitely feel like these corrupt souls are not nearly as good as I originally thought. I think they would work much better if I had taken the Tome of the Doom Herald, for sure. But we got to do a really cool battle and actually make use of the Reaper. The Reaper is super good. The fact that it gets 30% stronger whenever it eats a corpse, because it gets 3 strengthened. The fact that it just does 20 base damage and weakens people's defense, or weakens them, has a automatic kill ability, improves the damage and health of all, or damage and resistance of all the units in your army. It's just a cool unit. They could probably, honestly, they could probably make it stronger. I feel like the Baylor is better, but the Reaper's fun. I like the Reaper, has a lot of sustain. Right, there's Raise Undead Army. I guess I'll take True Death Magic, why not? It's time to set production in Warm Laptop. I will build the Ritual Mausoleum. Now, I did build a Soul Well here. So I'll build a Ritual Mausoleum for that extra 20 mana per turn. Nice, a hero leveled up, Belor Lordseeker. I thought this guy was melee, but he actually has a ranged attack. I'll give him the Staff of the Magi. It's like a slightly better one, I think. Moloch Lordseeker also leveled up. Oh, summon undead, 3 free random undead. Oh my god, you can't give me spells that are that strong, dude. It ain't right. Summoning free units is just disgusting. I'm curious to see what kind of army this summons. Well, I'll save it for later though. I really like the spells that are like, you summon an army. I like those. I definitely feel like there's a huge amount of design space and like intrigue and interesting things they can do with this game. I'm really excited to see what they do. I feel like they've laid out a really cool foundation. Yeah, another war. Yeah, that's fine. So everyone, this is like, you know, players of this game act as you would expect people in a multiplayer game to act. They see, oh, this guy's winning. Everyone declares war on him, which is actually fine, I think. Because otherwise I would just sit here and nothing happens. And then I would win the game and then I'd be like, okay, that was kind of boring. So I'm okay with the late game Giga War. But you can see, when you're playing on normal difficulty, you really don't need that big of an army. Like you consider the army stacks upon army stacks that I was facing down when I just wanted to kill a neighbor in one of my other games. Just a neighbor. It wasn't even the main attraction. It was just a random neighbor of mine. But I love this empire that I've built. It feels really good. You get the 3 shadow spawn thingies over here. Whole bunch of stuff annexed. I was a student of lore. Peacemaker, fertile lands. I'll take the food, thank you. Dafaldea has built a seed of order. And okay, a whole bunch of seeds being built, but you guys are way behind the times. Y'all need to speed up. So I need a necromancer and a warlock from this city, and I need a necromancer and a warlock from this city as well. And then I need 2 more reapers and 4 more dark knights. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that should be my ultra late game composition, fully completed 6 stacks of Reaper, Necromancer, Dark Knights. There's True Death Magic. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to cast that spell. Now we can start to get like some luxury spells. And when I say about luxury spells, I mean like things that we don't need to win but might help us finish the game a little bit like more comfortably. Like the Tome of Glades, letting us create forest and stuff like that. Transmute Resources is like just such a good spell. So I'm going to go for the Tome of Transmutation because it's fun to be able to transmute mana into everything else, particularly because it allows me to transmute mana into gold. Steel Skin is quite good. Defense and blight resistance for my whole race. And then I'm going to start producing merchandise in some of these cities, which will give me extra gold to play around with. We have completed 1/3 of the Age of Shadow spell, so another 10 turns and we win. I'm still waiting for these Giga Crusade armies to decide that I'm the thing they should come deal with. More invaders have spawned. Nature invaders. This, again, should be a pretty easy auto-resolve. I'm not going to fight this one again. I already fought basically this battle. But, you know, tons of resources collected. Tons of level ups on my units. Let's go ahead and cast another Reaper for this army. There we go. We can start building you up now. I'm not saying the way I play is the correct way to play. It's just the way that I find works for me. Let's go ahead and build a spell jammer. Let's attract a population. Oh, we already like killed a pop, so that didn't really actually do anything. Well. So we need the Spelljammer. Let's get that first and foremost. My ruler has leveled up. Defensive training will make your army last a little bit longer, and then we could probably get away with endurance training as well for the 15 health. 15 health is a lot. Moloch Lordseeker also leveled up. You've got all your support skills. You are a mage, so you may as well start getting mage abilities like Channel Power. No, honestly, Channel Power isn't that good. I'll take Resistance. Take less damage from magic. Let's go ahead and tap this Chaos skill. Rite of the Chosen Warriors will get me 500 draft in all my cities. It's perfect, because that will finish all... So, well, not all, but some of these units that I had just started and laid out. So the timing on that is fantastic. And another army stack has been completed. So now we just got to wait for another Reaper and some Dark Knights. And that is it. We did it. Turn 7 of the Age of Shadow. No enemy armies are in sight. We have got a massive, like 4,500, or not 4,500, sorry, 1.5, 1.5, 1.4, 1.4, 1.4. That's 7,500 army score defending this area. Just to put that in perspective, that's what they've got to cut through. Hey, Steel Skin. That's a good little racial. Raise Zombies, there's a good one. I'll take that, that's a useful spell to have. And I will take the Steel Skin as well. +2 armor, +2 blight resistance. It does make me weak to lightning, but I like the idea of being almost completely immune to blight. That's kind of fun to me. I mean, we're basically immune to frost and blight at this point. Oh, the city of Catnip Field has been captured. Oh, I didn't realize he was going to do that. Let me rectify that. I'm going to take 2 of these armies. You and you are going to head east to go deal with that. So I'm quickly going to cast Raise Undead Army to see if we can't make that more important. I'm also going to come in here and I'm going to do a forced march with both of these armies. I think it's actually quite important that I do a forced march here. This will cost me 60 mana, but will let me get really close, and we will forced march. Now the fact that we're exhausted means they don't regenerate things, but that's fine. We need to get over here and save this city. There's the Raise Zombies spell. Fog of Insanity. You know what? Let's take it. Fog of Insanity, it's mine. My outpost is under siege. Of course it is. Ya jerk. I forgot to build walls here. That's probably what happened. Alright, Raise Undead Army. Cast it here. To celebrate your bond, he invites me to auction. Sure, I will take the Imperium. Let's go ahead and auto combat back, recapture Catnip Field, and then immediately build palisade walls in here, and then take it to tier 2. The Seafarers Guild's building got reset. Oh no, dude. Yeah, you guys can actually come back the other way now. I raised an army to do that. Invaders spawned. Oh. See, if these were all in different places, it would be way harder to defend them. Because they're all in the same place. I'm just like, yo. Kaboom. Should be easily auto-resolved. Lost a Dark Knight. I'm going to accept that outcome. Were I on a higher difficulty, I might have fought harder for that Dark Knight. But we're not on a higher difficulty. And so I'm not going to. Right, where is Steel Transformation. Boosh. Perfect. And then finally, where is the Reaper? Another army stack is complete. I think that's all my army stacks now have Reapers in them, which is fantastic. We do have to figure out our mana problem, which is probably just going to involve deleting all these units, because I do not need cat skeletons in my army using up my mana. Okay, that's fine. Leave 2 in the city to defend it. So basically at this point, there's nothing I can build that matters, you know? Because at this point, like, what am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? Magic victory in 5 turns. All these armies are completed. We got the Fog of Insanity, not that it matters. Let's go for Melt Armor. We built an interrogation dungeon. How quaint. Why don't you build something that takes exactly 5 turns so we never get to benefit from it? And then otherwise produce merchandise. I don't know what spell you guys think is ready to launch. Is it the Age of Shadow? So I'm just right-clicking through here, because I know for a fact that I have basically won the game. I'll take the Tome of the Doom Herald just for memes. Cruel Weaponry is fine. Let's go ahead and select a new research. Cause Despair is fine. None of these matter. May as well cast Cruel Weaponry just because it's fun. That will hurt my mana. New rally has started. We don't plan on participating in any more rallies. And the Age of Shadow is 4 turns away from being here. Independents are moving. A new thing has spawned. Oh, dearie, dearie me. Let us clear it out. Yadoosh. They're done for. Invader spawned. Thank you. Orders no longer required. Cause Despair. New spell. Click Devouring Void. A hero leveled up. A hero leveled up. Don't care. At this point, we're shift entering to end the game. That's what we're doing. We're doing the Civ 6. Oh, I'm 3 turns away from winning. Shift enter, shift enter, shift enter. Because I can't make my spaceship go any faster. I can't cast this magical spell any faster. This is as fast as it can go. But I would be curious to see. I would love to hear your guys' feedback on this series, on the structure of it. Do you think I did enough explaining and stuff? Did I not do enough? Could I have done more? Could I have done better? What specifically could I have done better? Do you want to see more battles? What are the things that you want to see from me in an Overexplained series on this game? That's what I'm really looking for, feedback-wise. Our poor little domain is being invaded some more. There's all sorts of bad things happening. But when I tap the end turn button here, I should win the game, right? Or do I have to tap it one more time? I don't remember. Yeah, unlucky. The enemy didn't even get to really mount an attack against me. But I think this general structure of gameplay, this is probably the most efficient way to play Shadow. If you're going for a magic victory, I think there is another really interesting path for Shadow where you go Shadow Chaos and spam an awful lot of T1 and try to kill enemy heroes specifically, and just gather up heroes to run an economy off dead heroes. You can kind of do some fun stuff like that. But yeah, Age of Shadow, turn 84 on normal difficulty. We had a fun journey, and yeah, I would say this was a fun game. You scroll through. I start off in this little spot, and then I expand my borders, and then I expand again, and then I capture that city. So, it kind of felt like a very slow, methodical pace, and then it was just like everything happened. It's like, brrrr. That's how it felt. It was like, okay, we're playing, and the game is over. That's kind of how it felt. But I want to look at the military ranking, because I was definitely, I would be amazed if I was ever top military, even at the end of the game. Well, okay, so yeah, once I started getting those Reapers and the Dark Knights, we basically traded out our tier 1 units for tier 3 armies. That's when I started to take off militarily towards this later phase of the game. But especially in this last phase, I'm really shocked at the fact that the AI did not manage to get an effective assault on me. There was a very brief moment here where Purple did manage to capture a city. So they managed to get an assault off, but they didn't manage to get an effective one, which is kind of sad. But research-wise, I would be shocked if I wasn't top research at every single moment of this game. Okay, there was a brief moment where someone else was better than me. But yeah, this is... I played around being the research god, so I am not shocked that I was the research god. Not much happened in the underground. I really do feel like there's not enough room in the underground for cities. Like, they're kind of there, but they're also kind of not enough room. So I feel like they might need to space out, maybe make the provinces in the underground ever so slightly smaller so there are more of them or something. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. I'd love to hear your feedback on this series. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have conquered a new world on normal. It was a very not challenging game, but people asked for an Overexplained series. Hopefully that explain what and why and the hows and the wheres of what I did. I don't really know if I was ready to do an over-explained game of Age of Wonders, but I did my best. And with your feedback, when I do it again, I'll do it better. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!